Hello and welcome to the Morning Smoke. It is Monday, y'all. I'm here with my co-host Mello Miller, and you are listening to the stylings of the best co-host on here, B underscore Truth 1987. Thank you so much for joining in with us today. Yeah, I said it. You don't have to do the shrug and stuff. It's noted that I'm the best on here, so that's fine. We won't get into that.
You the best at what you do. I'll tell you that.
I'm the best. I'm the best on this show. LeBron James. I'm the only Todd Crank. Never mind. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. We definitely appreciate it. If you are new listening to us, you're in for a treat. We talk about a lot of good stuff here on the show. But let me tell you how you can reach us. So definitely we're here every Monday from 10 to 11 a.m. on JQLM Radio. Thank you so much, sponsor station, for having us back another week. You can also catch us on Spotify and Anchor.fm. But most importantly, where our main pages are, you can actually catch us on Facebook and YouTube at the Morning Smoke Podcast. Definitely go check us out. That's where we do most of our drops, videos and contents and posts and talking, all that good stuff. So definitely go check that out. So thank you so much for listening in and walk with us. We definitely got some good stuff coming along the way. So, but enough of that. As we always do, we always want to talk about what's going on in our world today. So we're going to start off with some current topics, and I will go ahead and yield the floor to number 2, Mr. Mello Miller. How are you doing today, sir? How's everything going for you, sir?
Number 2, as in LeBron and the shop, and he's that number 1, and then me. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. Hey, this is my time. This is my time. Wait a minute. You had your time. Now this is my time. Look, America. It's hot topic time. And before we were rudely interrupted by my subpar co-host, what I'm going to say today is, listen. As you know, we keep our fans abreast on the latest news with my Fighting Irish. All right,
just your friends, not.
I tell you, we've been holding on to that number 1 recruiting class so far, and there's been a little trouble in paradise. We let it be known that if you are committed to us, there will be no official visits after that. That's just it. Mm-hmm. You take it. Don't commit if you still want to take official visits. It's simple.
Wow.
And that's just the way it's going down. And I love it. I love it because if you commit it, you commit it. Well,
sounds like
number 7 cornerback in the country. Something like top 50 cornerback. Player overall, Justin Rhett. He decided to go ahead and take an official visit, knowing what the guidelines were. He took an official visit to Georgia, and we went ahead and told the rest of our class he probably won't be with us.
Wow.
Shortly after, he decommitted from the Irish, and he opened his recruiting back up. And good. That's good, because you can't come to a program like Notre Dame wavering. Alabama don't take people in wavering.
Wow.
They say you come to Alabama because you want whatever it is that we're going to be the best for you. And you come in and that's it. You don't hear a lot of people decommitting from Alabama. And Notre Dame's taking that same approach. We're saying, hey, if you want to come here, it's going to be because we're the best program for you. And it's as simple as that. But, hey, there's more fish in the sea. We've got 2 crystal ball predictions that have us the leading candidate for 2 top 100 ESPN cornerbacks right now.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Rhett, you're bad. It's cool. Go ahead down there to the SEC. Enjoy it. See what happens to you. At Notre Dame, you could have been a star. We had a spot for you. But it's cool. We're going to keep on moving. But that's the latest in there. It did drop us, despite the number 2 team previously having 14 recruits. And we having 8 now. We had 9. We have 8 now. We fell to number 2. And that tells you with almost half as many recruits, the quality of the recruit that we have right now. So the class is still going to do its thing. I'm not stressing whatsoever. Any comments on that, boss?
Y'all run a tight ship over there. I'll say that. Tight ship.
We're fooling around with this recruiting with the NIL and the transfer portal and all the things going. There's too much going on. Too many Too much silliness. So yeah, we got to run that. Yeah. Don't commit yet. Take your time. Don't commit, Fitz. That's all I'm saying.
Can't have change of heart. That's not
If
possible.
if you're not 100% in, don't commit. It's as simple as that.
You could be 100% and have a change of heart. That happens.
You married your wife, didn't? Never mind. We'll see.
Wow.
We'll see that you in that.
Wow.
Never mind. I'm gonna leave that alone.
This ain't that type of commitment. Don't do that.
Next thing, well, you make excuses for him. Next thing I'll talk about. My man. See, I'm all about accountability. We shaping these young men to be men. All right, you give your word, you stand by it. We gonna stand by ours. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Anyway, you don't understand. It's okay. Next thing on the list. About a month ago, Will Smith shocked the world. Put his hands on Chris Rock after his wife didn't have the humility, so she had to go ahead and sick her husband on little old Chris Rock, 150 pounds soaking wet. She's having her first table talk since the incident. Set to debut April 20th. So for the rest of y'all that ain't caught it yet, go check it out.
Oh, it's out on 420. What a day.
420, right?
What a day.
All I can say is that I haven't watched it yet, but I will. And I can almost guarantee you she ain't going to mention her husband. She ain't going to protect him. She ain't going to stand by him. Co-host, let me get you out on the record. Is she going to stand by her husband and stand up for him or no? Which one?
Well, she hasn't done that thus far. So only going off of history in recent events is less likely that that's going to happen on the show. However, I can't confirm nor deny that she is or isn't because I haven't seen it myself. But I mean, just going off of previous, tactics of her, or I don't feel confident that she'll be doing any type of encouragement for her husband on their show.
Well, we shall see. Her daughter and mother are going to be on there as their mainstays on the show. We shall see. I give her 0%. I don't believe in her at all to stand by him. She has done nothing but really destroyed a man, even when he was a guest on there last. So we'll see. But anyway, man, what you got, boss?
I'm just interested to hear her story. I want to hear what she got to say. I do want to hear how she. Obviously, we've heard snippets here and there of what she may be thinking, things of that nature. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. So I'm very.
She's gonna play victim. She's gonna play victim. She's gonna make it about Jada. She's not gonna stand up for it. She's not gonna make it about her husband. She's not gonna do whatever. She's gonna make it about Jada. She's gonna talk about her bald headed self. She's gonna do a lot of different things, and she's gonna make excuses and this and that, and condone certain behavior. You heard it here first.
We'll see. I'm very interested. I hope we have a certain guest on and we can talk about this from a woman's perspective, because obviously we've gotten multiple men perspectives on this. I'm very interested to see what a woman believes.
I already know what she's gonna say.
We don't know. Can't assume. We don't know.
I know what she's gonna say. I'm gonna say our special guest is going to say she want a man to get a felony and want a man to get locked up, so then she could be with the next one, but never mind. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and move on because you're a little hyped up right now.
Go ahead. I'm gonna tell you what our guest is gonna say. She's gonna want a man to get that felony case. Go ahead.
We don't know.
And then he's gonna be broke because he can't get no job. Then she stand beside him. Go ahead, co-host. You keep telling me.
I'm trying to, and you keep going back to it. Let it go. Anyways, moving on into the world of football. We're going to stick with that. We're going to stick with the world of football, but we're going to move over into the professional realm. We're going to talk a little bit about Mr. Colin Kaepernick. So he was in the news this past week. One of the competitors well, not really a competitor, but I guess they're trying to get some limelight as the offseason goes on. The USFL started this past weekend, consisting of 9 teams or 8 teams in that particular league. So it debuted. It's very similar to like the XFL, and I think there was another one that had started at one point in time, AAF or something of that nature. So it's something very similar to that. But what made it notable was Colin Kaepernick was there. He actually got to throw some reps to some of the teammates that's on a couple of the teams. It was actually he was there, and he was also at the spring game for Michigan for their spring game. He was actually able to take some reps there as well too. Reason why I'm even bringing them up because something very notable from Stephen A. Smith came out about the whole experience. Obviously, Colin is still saying in his Twitters and in his Instagrams that he's still ready, he's still preparing, he's still practicing on the side and things of that nature. Well, Stephen A., as you know, when the whole ordeal first went down about Colin Kaepernick, he was 110% on the side, saying that he's being blackballed, he's being this, he's being that, he hasn't did anything wrong, he should have a job in the NFL, yada yada yada. He was on that side when he first came out. Well, here recently, he's changing his tune a little bit. And I want to quote kind of, a little bit of what he was saying about the whole, situation. He basically starts off by saying, my brother, you haven't played in 5 years. We don't know what you can do, but we still believe in you. I believe Colin Kaepernick could be on the NFL team right now and help a team despite being gone for 5 years because I think he's that gifted. That ain't the point. The point is coaches, players, and executives all answer to owners of those respective football teams, and they don't want to touch you. And you knew that in the one end, you refused to exploit. I understand your point of not trusting him. We don't trust him, but we are willing to fight for you. Didn't want to listen to anybody, and now the NFL is saying the ratings are up 10% from the year before. Super Bowl ratings are up 6%. We got some of the best numbers since 2015. That's without Colin Kaepernick. Why would we invite this trouble? Who didn't know that they were going to do that? Who didn't warn Colin Kaepernick that they were going to do that? So Stephen A. is taking the approach of you had your shot, which technically he did. They invited him to a workout. We all remember that a few years back where they invited him to showcase his talents. And instead of him doing it the way that the NFL laid out, he decided to do his own thing and go to his own school and do his own private type ordeals and not, tell anybody kind of what was going on. So I'm kind of with Stephen A. I mean, you kind of
There
shoot
was a
yourself in
reason
the
that
foot.
he did that,
And
though.
I
Stephen
agree,
A.
and I agree, and
He's
I agree.
neglecting to tell the whole
And I
story.
agree. I totally agree with that. But I also see the point of Stephen A as well too. Um, I mean, I don't see Colin Kaepernick coming back. Do I want him to come back to the NFL? Absolutely. I think he can take somebody's team and make them a legit contender. I'm not saying that they were going to win anything or anything of that nature because Stephen A is right. The man has been out for 5 years, so you got to get accustomed back to that role again. But I think he's better than a lot of the free agent QBs that's out there right now. So I'm just interested to see what's going to come among these next few weeks or so because it is talks that is starting to heat up. But I don't know. I feel like he's too far gone. Honestly, that's really how I feel about the whole situation. I think it's pretty much over for the man. So, but wanted to hear your thoughts on it. What you thinking, Cole?
My thing is Stephen A. is ESPN's number one personality.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't at the time this all came about. He
Mm-hmm.
is carrying the flagship now. He is the highest paid personality. He's got a lot to lose. And I just see him playing it safe on this one, to be honest with you, with ESPN and the NFL having a partnership. That's my take on it. I believe that's a corporate response. You give a somewhat slight supportive stance, and then you also put some blame on the person to alleviate some of the, that pressure on the bad guy, the NFL. So I think that he took a really safe stance, which really didn't say nothing to me. For me, I ain't got that problem. I'm not sponsored by the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL is hypocritical 110%.
I agree with
They'll
that.
employ Antonio Brown. They'll employ Josh Gordon. They'll employ Ben Roethlisberger. They'll employ player after player after player that has crossed the line with moral or ethical or legal issues. And what the NFL chose to do is blackball a man that actually stood up, no pun intended, stood up for issues in the urban community, police brutality. And he did so by first sitting. If people don't really remember, because it's been a while, the story's been played a little bit, you know, where people not necessarily knowing the roots of it. He sat down originally. He had a Green Beret teammate tell him, how about we don't sit, we kneel? Because kneeling is a humble gesture. It's something that you do at church. It's something that you do in various formats as a sign of respect, but yet still, whatever. And Colin Kaepernick did that, and it's been nothing but politicized ever since. This man never had an issue criminally. He ain't never put his hands on nobody. I seen so many people in the league do crazy, horrific things.
There's many to name for sure.
The NFL is the last entity to be concerned with its player conduct. But standing up, kneeling for police brutality in the urban community is just too much. It's crossed the line. So they blackballed him. I'm sorry. I don't care if he's past his prime or not. There are players right now that get recycled. And you tell me that all the receivers that done came out of college, that all the young receivers out there trying to get a chance, been cut from teams, that Antonio Brown still has to be recycled, that Josh Gordon had to be recycled. I'm sorry. Even if their talent is better, I get somebody 10% or 15% less, because that's really the difference that we're talking about between the great and the that's how good these average receivers are in the NFL. Get somebody slightly less that don't have the baggage. But no, you want to take a risk because you don't have that moral compass. You seem to only have it when it comes to Colin Kaepernick. And the reason is because you don't have that backbone to stand up to those sponsors. You don't have that backbone to stand up to half the country and stand up and say what's right. I ain't got no time for it. Stephen A., you're a coward. I'm sorry. You're a coward when it comes to it. And it is nothing but corporate to me. Your answer is gibberish to me. And that's my take on it. I give you a soft, response to it. Go ahead.
I agree with you. I'm with you. Definitely with you. That's why I said I understand it to a point of what Stephen A was saying. Yeah, they gave him a chance, but they should have. It shouldn't even came down to that. It shouldn't have came down to that particular corporate setup of him coming to work out, things of that nature. The man should have really not been out of the NFL. He didn't do anything wrong. He just stood up for something that he believed, which a lot of people do. Think of your boy Kyrie.
It had come down to him signing certain papers and forms and agreeing to certain conditions at that preset workout that is not even normal for those type of workouts. These forms and these waivers and these things were set up by the NFL and their legal team to protect them in the lawsuit for the blackballing lawsuit. It's as simple as that. Colin Kaepernick, people seen right through it, and he said, "No, I'm not agreeing to this. This is ridiculous. This wouldn't be asked of anybody who's trying out for a team, period." And that's why he went and did his own workouts. People that were really interested in him, come on and join, unless it's an NFL stunt.
Mm-hmm.
And Colin Kaepernick stood. That's why Stephen A. take is weak, because he didn't tell the real story behind why he did. He didn't miss out on an opportunity. Come on, man. That'd be like Rosa Parks not sitting in the front. Okay, I'll go ahead and sit in the back and we'll talk about it later. No, it wouldn't have been the point.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Colin Kaepernick said. No, I'm not going to go sit in the back and we'll worry about it later. I'm going to worry about that right now. You trying to set me up, NFL? Anyway, go ahead, Ball. Look. Don't get me started. I'm already kind of look. I'm not in my right mind today for various reasons. We'll talk about it later. So I'm gonna let it go. You done got me worked up on this stuff, man.
Look, it was good. It was a good story that I read. So I definitely had to bring that as a hot topic. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, moving on. We only got a couple of minutes left. You had mentioned, you had wanted me to mention some, and I think I talked about it last week about mentioning something technical this week. So we're gonna open up the good old Fitz Tech Corner. I do got something for you. I know there was one thing you had mentioned about in phones, something that you're really looking forward to, folding phones. That's
I want a folding phone. Yes.
You know, I don't even think you care about the operating system at this point. You just want to see it fold.
Unless it's Apple, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, true. That is true. So I got a phone for you. So here that is already released, I believe. is the Surface Duo 2. So Windows is back in the phone aspect. It's
the
called
Surface, their tablet.
Yep, Surface Duo 2. So it is a folding phone, so it folds, like that, horizontal, I guess, if you will. It is Android based, so it is going to have Android built into it, but it also is going to have Windows, a Windows system baked into it. So it's kind of their Windows based Android system, I guess, if you will. 8 gigs of RAM.
Non-Apple, essentially. Anything non-Apple is,
essentially. 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of SSD space. So the phone's going to move. With SSD is one of the fastest hard drives that you can put on any device. So it's definitely going to move. 2 screens. Obviously, it's going to give you the. Now it's going to be big for probably not for you for this feature, but people who have like Xbox, things of that nature, it's going to have some stuff built on that for that. Obviously, they would put that on there. I mean, that is their system.
Wait, it connect with the Xbox,
Yes.
the original?
No, the newest, the newer one.
I got the original.
Okay, so that's not going to work.
I got the 360.
Yeah, it's not going to work. So it is going to be a 5G phone. It's going to have 4K technology as far as in the camera. It's going to have a 5.8 screens on both sides, but it opens up into a total 8.3 screen totality. So that's not too bad. Pretty decent size. Mini a phablet, if you will. So it's a phone and a tablet. So it is going to have
the most important thing to me yet, but keep going.
It's going to have a stylus pen that it comes with, so you'll have that feature as well too. What else do we have on this? It's pretty much the basic specs right there. Battery charging time looks to be good. Doesn't give me like any type of charging time per se. But definitely, I think it's a good entry back into the phone realm. I know their phones back in the day were trash. So I'm glad that they actually came out with something that is appealing to some people.
I don't know. I like the Microsoft three-way calling capability back in the day.
That's the only feature that you like.
We had a buddy that had it, and it's
literally the only
nice.
Now every phone can do that now, so it's fine.
I wouldn't know. I'll never do.
I know you don't three-way nothing. I know this. I get this. But yeah, a phone to look into. It's called the Surface Duo 2. So I would recommend going out to look at that, since that is something that you are looking for. So,
any price points?
So you
didn't want to talk about this.
I know, because it is on sale. It did come out at $1,599. It is now down to $1,099 now.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
That's not bad. If it's on my carrier, then maybe I can get it on that plan. Yeah, that's not bad.
And not then bad. Here we go for the battery. I was trying to look for that for you. So it's a 4,449 milliamp dual battery. So that's pretty solid. That's a pretty solid battery
for a regular phone, tablet. Let's see.
That's a pretty solid. What's the name? 12 megapixel camera on the front. It has a ultra wide telephonic lens on the back. So really good for pictures and wide angles. Like I said, it is a 5G phone. Storage and memory. It comes in 3 sizes: 128 gig, 256 gig, 512 with 8 gigs of RAM. And yeah, that's the specs on it. Android 11 is going to be the software on it. So look into it, sir. I think that might be something that you might like.
I have to look at it. You say it's out now.
It is out now. Yes, it is out now.
I had to check that out, man. Appreciate the information.
Mm-hmm.
But I know we are hard up against it, and we got some juicy things coming up.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Well, for everybody, stay tuned. And I apologize. My co-host got me all worked up. Blame him.
I report the news. Ain't that what somebody tell me?
Stay tuned for sports coming around the corner. We're gonna be reviewing the NBA playoffs so far, and it's been a crazy ride. So
it's been a good one. Yep.